warm welcome to Star Director Heather Lambert. Business 12 years ago because I was bored. I wanted something fun to do and a little bit of extra pocket money that I could spend on anything I wanted. Things were going great for a while, but eventually, life happens and those storms start rolling in. With each challenge, I had to get creative and find new ways to work my business. But I'm so grateful for the opportunities and growth that Scentsy's provided me over the years. It's made me the person that I am today, with the strength, the perseverance, focus, and determination to weather the biggest storm I've ever faced. In February of 2022, I found a lump in my breast. Wasn't very big at the time, but I knew it did not belong there and I needed to get it checked out. After 2 months of doctor appointments, mammograms, ultrasounds, MRIs, 3 biopsies, I was diagnosed with triple-negative invasive mammary carcinoma, which really is just a fancy way to say I had a very aggressive form of cancer in my boob. It was growing quickly, and they didn't have any idea why it was there or what was feeding it. They also confirmed that it already spread to my lymph nodes, which made me stage 3. Now, the treatment plan for triple-negative breast cancer is to throw everything at it. So I was scheduled for 6 months of chemotherapy and immunotherapy. Next up was surgery, followed by 6 weeks of radiation treatments, and I finished it off with 6 more months of immunotherapy. Now, my mom was devastated when she found out. She Googled my diagnosis. And let's just say there ain't nothing good on Google about triple-negative breast cancer. My dad was upset too. He actually asked me who the backup was for our family, because I was the oldest child and executor and beneficiary of all their wills and estates. I, on the other hand, was unusually calm about it all. I knew when I had found the lump a few months back that I was in for quite a journey. I had that knowing inside that this was going to be something, so I had to come to terms with it. I also had something they didn't have. I had Kate. And when I got diagnosed, one of the things that immediately came to mind was a Scentsy consultant I had met at a reunion a few years back. We had met briefly during one of those little lobby chats that happened. Those are my absolute favorite part of events. Anyway, when she was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer, she had shared her journey in YouTube videos documenting her treatments all along the way. So when I was diagnosed, I watched all her videos. I watched her laughing with her kids. I watched her crying through the struggles and the frustrations. I saw her dancing with her bald head during chemo. And then, most importantly, I saw her living years after treatment. She was raising her family, working towards all her dreams and goals, and making a difference in her community. Kate had battled the same beast that I was about to battle, and she was living life well. So I knew that if she did it, I could do it. Kate's videos helped me so much going through treatments that I knew, although it would be hard, it was going to be possible, and I would get through it. So I searched for more videos and proof of others who had gone through treatment, and to be honest, there weren't very many out there. I decided that I needed to share my journey too, to be hope to some that came for sure after me. So I shared my diagnosis on social media, made some videos for YouTube, and I have received hundreds and hundreds of comments and support and prayers. It took me a little bit by surprise because, to be honest, you just never know how many people are watching your journey. One of the messages that I received was from one of my superstar directors, Jen Audette. She asked me if I knew Aaron Shiplett. I needed to know her, I knew I should reach out. Turns out, Erin had been recently diagnosed as well and was in the middle of chemotherapy herself. I messaged Erin and said, hey, Jen Audette suggested I reach out to you. It seems we have things in common. Erin was amazing. She replied right away and said, oh girl, I got you. I instantly felt safe and knew I was going to be okay and I was not alone. I'm not sure if Erin at all knows how much her support helped me in those early months of treatment. She was constantly checking in to see how I was holding up, all the while she was going through chemo herself. A few days later, I got another message from Jen. She tagged me in a post on the director page. Abby Coonrod had posted that she had just been diagnosed, and she was looking for others that had been through it for support and information. So I reached out to Abby and discovered that we had both been diagnosed on the exact same day with the exact same type of breast cancer and had the exact same treatment plan. It was such a blessing to be able to go through it literally step by step together. We checked in on each other regularly, shared tips to get through side effects, and gave each other a heads up as we moved through each new treatment and procedure. We quickly realized that there were a lot of Scentsy survivors out there. We decided there should be a place for all of us to go to get support along the way, right? There's so many of us. So, we started a Facebook group. Scent Survivors is a place for all Scentsy consultants who have survived or is surviving any type of cancer. When someone has something come up or we add a newly diagnosed, the group jumps into action. And it's really just comforting to be able to go somewhere where everyone gets it. People often ask me how I've been able to get through this scary and difficult cancer journey so positively. And the answer is really simple. I've been inspired and supported by my Scentsy family. They're the ones that got me through. My husband and my family have been amazing and they've taken great care of me when I needed them, but my journey would look very different without Scentsy. Everything I've learned over the years and the personal development opportunities that I've had throughout my Scentsy career provided me with the tools and lessons I needed to get through this storm. I've learned that what you focus on grows. So focus on what's working and what's good. That goes for anything in life, sales, sponsoring, and it's also true for cancer treatment. I've learned that you have to get up and tackle the hard things, whether you feel like it or not. And the sooner you start, the sooner you'll be done. I've learned that not everything always goes to plan. Sometimes you have to shift, adjust, or slow down, rest.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's okay. Because as long as you don't quit, you'll still reach your goal. Most importantly, I learned that connecting with others is magical. Connect with your customers, your team, as many Scentsy brothers and sisters as you can. Find those that are on the same path as you. Be vulnerable. Share challenges and struggles. Support, inspire, and celebrate each other along the way. After my surgery, I received the pathology back on the tissue that they had removed. Chemo shrunk the tumor in my breast from 7 centimeters to micro amounts that weren't even worth measuring. That was the good news. But 5 of the lymph nodes that they had removed, 3 of them still had significant tumors. This meant 6 more months of chemotherapy would be added to my treatment plan. And I was devastated. I was so excited to be at the end, and to have to endure 6 more months was daunting. In addition, all the members of our support group were finishing their treatments. They were moving on with the recovery phase and getting back to life, and I felt like I'd been left behind. It wasn't fair. They were announcing their cancer-free news online, and as happy as I was for them, I was frustrated and mad that I had not reached that goal just yet. Cue another message from Jen. She always comes in the nick of time. A spot had opened up at a retreat she was planning. I was nervous about how I would manage because I was still on chemotherapy, and I had been to retreats before, and I knew that all the fun, the emotions, and the late nights, they would take a lot of energy. Nevertheless, I have always believed that when an opportunity presents itself to you, there's a reason. So I went. I made so many new connections and met so many amazing Scentsy sisters. They took real good care of me, but most importantly, they were all vulnerable and open to sharing. Their stories inspired me, and they had all endured and overcome so many challenges of their own. It helped me realize that we are all on our own individual journeys. We're all doing this Scentsy thing, but we come from different places, from different cultures, different experiences and challenges. We are all surviving our own storms. Each journey has a different timeline. Success looks different from one story to another, but just because it takes longer to achieve a goal than someone else doesn't mean you're not successful. I used to think that if my paycheck wasn't big enough, or I didn't get the promotion that they did, that I wasn't doing it right, that I wasn't as good as them, and maybe I didn't even belong in the same room. But after the last few years of my cancer journey, even if my business wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be, my Scentsy journey has been successful. Because it's given me what I needed, when I needed it. It gave me money, flexibility to quit my job when I wanted to raise my baby. It gave me the ability to move across the country and start over. Most importantly, though, it provides me support, love, positive energy, inspiration, and hugs just when you need them. This year at SFR, I am celebrating, but not just our business successes.
She made it to 12 minutes. Yes!
Celebrating the end of a very long journey. Over the last 2 weeks, I've taken my last dose of chemotherapy. Just last week, I had my last infusion of immunotherapy and completed my cancer plan that began 18 months ago. It's a long 18 months. After a big storm can be a lot of work. The next year will be filled with scans, reconstruction surgery, labs, and monitoring while I rest, recover, and work to get my strength and endurance back. It's been a very long year and a half, but in a lot of ways I'm really grateful for the experience. I know that sounds weird. I've always known that connection and relationships are a key part of this Scentsy business. But through this journey, I've learned more about myself, relationships, mindset, and business, and that connections matter both in business and in your life. I started my Scentsy business as just a fun thing to do and put a little extra money in my pocket. But as I reflect on my time with Scentsy, it's the connections I've made with so many of you that are the most valuable to me. They are the reason that I continue to work my business 12 years later. I work my business to be a part of this very special Scentsy family. Take advantage of every opportunity that you can. Learn and grow from your experiences. Become the next best version of yourself. Gather all the tools and lessons along the way. Use them to tackle whatever storm life decides to send your way. Thank you so much.